Welcome to the Spiro Real Estate Media Professionals podcast. Spiro is a software platform designed to help you manage and grow your real estate media business. And in this podcast, what we want to talk about isn't so much the creative side of what we do. We really want to talk about the business of your real estate media business and how to maximize that and get the most out of it and really enjoy what it is that you're doing. I'm Craig Magrum. I'm the Business Development and Client Care Coordinator and Specialist for Spiro, and also the host of the Spiro podcast. But also with me is our co-host, owner, and founder of Spiro, Todd Kivimaki. Hey, Todd, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, it's great to be here, Craig. Thank you. I'm excited to discuss this bonus content today.
Yeah, so it's a special edition of the podcast because there is a topic that is affecting millions of us across the country right now in these days of inflation and crazy gas prices. And of course, our industry, real estate media, photography, videography, we have to travel to get to our jobs. So I would say it's really affecting us as an industry. And we want to talk about how do we mitigate this? How do we help our photographers? How do we help ourselves navigate through this time? So Todd, what is this? I mean, we know the situation, but really, what's the situation on prices for our photographers out on the road right now?
Yeah, we heard a lot at WOW from our photographers about fuel prices. It's not uncommon that they're over $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. We've heard in some larger cities across the U.S., and this is directly impacting their bottom line. They drive hundreds of miles. You all are driving hundreds of miles out there. I don't get to shoot a lot of houses anymore, but when I'd shoot 1,000 or 1,200 houses a year, like you, Craig, you drive 30, 40,000 miles, especially if you're spanning a couple different cities. It's not uncommon that I would drive 70 miles to a city to get to the jobs. I drive all around the city and then I drive 70 miles back home. That adds up. There are fuel surcharges on everything we're buying right now. It might not just be called a fuel surcharge because the price has increased, but I believe now is a time for you to think about if a fuel surcharge is right for your real estate business.
Let's kind of dive down into the nitty gritty. And what is this actually costing? Do we have some numbers that this exactly what this is costing photographers in real dollars and cents?
Yeah, great question. I ran a few numbers here. And as we received the feedback from our photographers at WOW, we ran a large spreadsheet to just see what the impact was. But here's a few just as a quick example. Say you're a photographer out there, or one of your photographers out there is driving 30,000 miles a year. So they're probably shooting 900 jobs a year as an estimate. And say they're getting pretty decent fuel or miles per gallon at 25 miles per gallon. When they were paying $3.50 per gallon, they were spending $4,200 per year in fuel. Well, take into account the fuel prices in 2022 at $5.25 a gallon, the same miles per gallon and the same number of miles a year, they're spending $6,300 a year.
That's insane.
As opposed to $4,200. So that's $2,100 more in fuel. That's a 50% increase in what their expenses were in fuel the previous year.
Right.
That's not to mention, Craig, that tires, brakes, oil changes, all their maintenance is increased because of inflation right now and because of those supplies are more expensive. But I didn't factor that into this equation.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It is. So basically, if you take that, they're spending $2,100 additional more. And if you divide that by the 900 jobs that they're going to shoot in a year, that's $2.33 less per job that they're making because they're spending it in fuel. Say they shoot 25 jobs per week, 25 jobs times $2.33 times 4 weeks. So let's look at it a month. That's basically $233 less per month that you or your photographers are putting in their pocket. And that's a very substantial amount.
Yeah, no doubt. So you started to talk about fuel surcharges. Is that something that we as an industry should be doing as well, adding that to our invoice?
We talk to a lot of people about this. We have a couple consultants that we work with at Wow. We talk to our sales team. We talk to a lot of our clients, and it's an accepted thing. Regardless if you don't want to charge a fee, I immediately was like, oh, I don't want to charge a fee to the clients because I'm really protective of the clients. At Wow, our number one core value is clients are our number one priority. So I always look to protect them. But as a business owner, you have to protect your team and your photographers as well. So they're your clients as well. And that's really what it boiled down to.
Yeah. I mean, morale is a real thing in the workplace. And I mean, anytime there's financial pressure, it's going to get somebody down. So the fact that a business would add a surcharge to help its team members, I think would be a boost in the arm and show that, hey, my company really does care about me. They get it. They know what I'm dealing with out here.
100%. We wanted to show our photographers that we not only heard them, but we took action to support them. We are finding that it's getting harder and harder to find good individuals who want to go out and work hard. And we have had a lot of our photographers on for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I see in our Slack channel, happy 4-year Wow anniversary. And we celebrate those things. That's something to be proud about. And those are individuals that we want to make sure that they're taken care of.
Right. So what specifically has Wow done in terms of a surcharge and taking care of the photography team?
So what we did is we first did the math, and I would suggest that you do the math as well. So look at what fuel is around your area, and somewhat like the simple calculations that I gave, take one of your photographers or take yourself and do the math of how many jobs you're shooting per year and about how many miles you're driving and see what the increase is. From there, that's where we got the $2.33 less per job because it's costing more in fuel. So I would just say analyze the numbers. Derek, our controller, he did a ton of numbers and analysis on those numbers. And we determined that for Wow, we didn't want to make any money off of the fuel surcharge. So we needed to add something to our clients, to the job, to the invoice, but Wow didn't want to make any money. We also decided that we did not want to raise prices to our clients. So that's why ultimately we decided on a fuel surcharge. What Wow ultimately decided on is we were going to do a $5 fuel surcharge on every job. It would be a temporary fuel surcharge until gas reached on average $3.50 a gallon. So once the average is $3.50 again, it goes away. The clients don't have to pay it anymore. And the photographer receives 100% of that fuel surcharge.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's got to make both, I mean, not just the photographer feel good, but it is the fact that 100% of that is being passed on directly to the photographer. Was that made known to the clients, to the realtors?
Yes, Craig, 100%. So we let them know that. So in our correspondence to our clients, first, we called or directly emailed our VIPs and our owners and let them know of the upcoming surcharge. And then we did a mass emailing to our current clients and our database, and we let them know about the stipulations, and we let them know that your local dedicated and talented photographers, team of photographers, they're out there and they have this increase. So remember that your clients, as the realtors, have built these relationships with your photographers.
Yeah.
And in Wow's case, we get a lot of raving feedback from our clients about the photographers, and they're almost like part of the team. So we found a resounding answer from our clients that they were happy. And I say that cautiously because no one's happy about an increased charge, but they saw the value in the surcharge. They were happy that it went directly to the photographer, and they were happy that they could help them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Relationship is everything in this business. I'm convinced of that more than ever. I think realtors are really loyal to their photographers and vice versa. So yeah, passing on that knowledge that 100% of this is going to your photographer to help them cover their gas bills. You see them pull up in their cars every day to your listings. I think that's going to, cautiously say that's going to make the realtor feel good that, hey, this company is taking care of their team. So, in the down and dirty of how you roll this out, is there an easy way to implement this surcharge into a company's invoicing?
The answer is yes. We wanted to make it easy in Spiro. Basically, all that we had to do is we had to go in and modify our coverage area. And all of our coverage areas for WOW, we include a 30-mile radius from the city center. That is at a trip fee of $0. So there's no fee to cover what our included range is. All we had to do was go in and make that $0 a $5. And then all the tiers that are farther out that had a trip fee, we only added $5 to that. And now every job would have this surcharge or the surcharge and the trip fee. So it's a very simple change. Took a few minutes to do on all of our regions and our trip fees. For our photographers, we wanted to make the invoicing automatic because inside of Spiro, the photographer's charges are automatically calculated. They can always modify them. All we had to do is go in and put what we call in Spiro a milestone bonus on each photographer. And the milestone bonus is added on each job. And we just added a milestone to each photographer for $5. Simple, it's done. The client sees it, goes on the invoice, they pay it. And then for every job, it's automatically added onto the invoice from the photographer as a milestone bonus.
Spiro makes it simple.
That's the goal, to make it simple, something that we don't have to think about and that it does its job.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this is a short-term thing. Who knows with the way the market's going? But I saw gas here in Northwest Ohio, up in the Toledo area, finally dip below $5, and I think we're at $4.84. I'm like, wow, $4.84. And then I thought, oh man, that's sad that I think that's a deal. So, well, we're all feeling it. But man, what a great way to take care of your team that's out there shooting every day and helping your business grow. Just a real practical, easy way to take care of them and let them know, hey, I see what you're going through. We care about you and we value you.
Exactly. And it's expected by your clients. So if you have not added one and you're a little fearful that your clients will push back, I would just encourage you to not be. You could ask some of them if you want to feel better about your particular clients. We did this same thing when we adjusted pricing earlier in the year as well. I was hesitant because I thought, oh no, I don't want to make the clients angry. We polled some of them, we talked to them, we looked at the market, and that's almost a sad reality, Craig, that we're excited that fuel is $4.84. Everybody knows that. The ones that don't understand it, it's going to be a very small amount. But I would say that now is a great opportunity for you to do this and show that you really support your team.
Yeah, for sure. Todd, thanks so much for sharing this and passing this on. Again, this was a special edition Spiro podcast. We wanted to tackle something that's really affecting all of us right now. So thanks for taking the time to watch or listen. And if you have any questions that you want to ask related to the business of real estate media, you can email us at hello@spiro.media. That will go to Todd, or you can email myself, Craig@spiro.media. And we'd be happy to look at that question, maybe cover that in a future podcast. Also, make sure you stop by our website to find out more about Spiro. It's just spiro.media. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, and we'll be back next week with another edition of the Spiro podcast. Enjoy your blessings and take a breath.